Welcome back to CricketBatInfo, and I thought I'd start with a little demonstration here. Now I know that I've got 500-600 devoted subscribers who watch those videos within 24 hours, and then slowly the view rate grows and grows and grows. But one thing I'm not getting a lot of, and I'll show you how it's done, and 638 views and only 20 likes. Now it's the likes that actually help the subscriber growth, because that's what convinces YouTube to share the video with everybody. So if you really enjoy the channel and you want to help it grow, then I really ask you to get onto your smartphone, your PC, even your smart television, and click like on my videos and support me to make you new and original content of all different types of bats, not just the ones you find on the shelves. Let's get on with the video. Okay, so welcome back to CricketBatInfo. Today we're obviously doing a Laver and Wood. So this comes in the full bag, and this has come from one of the long-time patrons and supporters of this page, David over in Tasmania. And this is a Laver and Wood Reserve, and it's a custom-made bat. So the origin of this bat is he sent through 2 photos of Gray Nichols player shapes that he has. So he has a Kane Williamson GN player's bat. Move this down in shot and hopefully be able to superimpose the profile of the Kane Williams there. And he also showed, for the fullness, his Marc bat. So I think that's the Sean Marc profile. So I'll put that aside and hopefully superimpose here the other bat, so you'll see the fullness. So that's the origin. So reserve grade Laver and Wood. This was purchased well over 12 months ago, and he doesn't use the bats until I get a chance to review it. So he's really a devoted follower of the page, and you know, if you don't like the video, at least click like, just to show that you appreciate what people like David do for the page. So we have here reserve grade. This is the second top willow that Laver and Wood do. And it's a nice looking piece of willow. There is a little bit of a stain here. I know he asked for a low density piece of willow. And we've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a bit of a 10th grain down there. So it starts to fan out a bit thicker on this side. If I look at the grains from the top of the shoulders, you can see here that they're really nice and straight. Obviously Laver and Wood put their own toe guard in. These toe guards are fantastic, they never come off. If you've never owned a Laver and Wood, you wouldn't really understand that. You might get a little bit of lifting there, but these don't come off. And this has been actually prepared in the factory. They have a really good knocking in process where they use a cradle, and I really rate the job that they do on the bats. So he's actually asked on this bat for what they call the Pro Press, which you don't get a warranty on. I've actually reviewed this twice. This will be the second time. And the reason is because for some reason the whole thing was out of focus. So I've put the servo focus on this time. And so the profile is, he based it on the Kane Williamson. I can see by the photo it's pretty close. That profile is a low profile. He actually owns, well, he did own 2 Kane Williamsons. One was the one for the low profile wickets, and one was slightly higher. So this particular one here, you can see this is a low profile extending up nice and full all the way through. It is over 12 months old, so it's lost a bit of that sheen, but it still feels really smooth and nice. He's gone for the shield stickers, the standard Laver and Wood ones, and it just looks really nice in those stickers. The handle is a beautiful oval shape, nice and thick, round at the top. I really like and rate Laver and Wood handles. And really the purpose of this video is not so much to rave on about Laver and Wood, but it's also to try and convince you guys that you don't have to have a particular player's bat, you can have a mix. That's the beauty of doing a custom bat, and most bat makers are able to produce these for you. Some are better at it than others, and I think this is a pretty good copy. So yeah, nice and thick through here. There's no concaving whatsoever in this shape. So we'll get the specs on it. So first thing is we'll obviously put it through the gauge. I can see here immediately it's a flat face. The edges do not go all the way up, but it's nice and full, almost convex to the gauge. You can see here that it's the flat face camber. So that edge, see how it's just basically pretty much straight all the way through. Generally, when you see an edge like this, it means that you're looking at a really long middle. So let's have a look. So it's had the knocking on it, which is rounded a bit. It says 37.8. Probably without rounding, it would be less than that, but they'd round that in the factory. So if you took it to the edge of the rounding, it's 37. Toe thickness, I'll measure it that way. So it's still 26 there. And in the center, it's about 20. Well, if I go a little bit higher, about 20, 28, 27, 28. Nice and thick through the shoulders here. That says about 14. And the thickness across here, even though it's a flat face, is still pretty good at 42 millimeters. So nice and thick to allow it to have that beautiful thick handle. Let's measure the width of the bat. And I'll do it firstly from this side. Perfect. So there's no width issues. I don't really want to measure it from this side because of the scuff and all that. Is there any bow? There's a tiny little bit of bow there. Say that it's a pressing bow maybe. Yeah, it's not as distinctive as the grey nickels bow, but it's probably about 5 mil off on the total bow. Now he's not sure if he actually ordered a C10 handle, so the only way I can check, because I don't know either, is by looking under here. No, it's just a standard cork handle. And I'll just measure the spine profile. Obviously with that flat face and pretty much a convex shape, as opposed to concaved, it won't be as big. And 63 still, so it's quite big. If it had the 5 millimeter face, you'd probably be looking at a 68 mil. So yeah, so in my hands, this bat feels, I honestly think this feels like, it picks up like a 2.9.5, but you can tell there's some oomph in it. He says that when he ordered it, it was around 2.10.5 he was after. So we'll have a look if it's lost any weight. So it's 210.1, so it might have dropped a little bit, but that shows that they've got pretty good with their kiln processes to reduce bats to a point where they're not going to lose more weight or gain more weight, so that's pretty good. And as I said, you can see it's lost that sheen, but it's still nice and smooth. So I'm just showing you how it looks. So we'll do the tap up comparison. So firstly, I've got to find my own bat, which is in my kit. Starting at the toe on the GN. So it's going pretty well from about there up to there, but goes nuts off that point there. So that one's a well played in bat, and now we'll compare the Pro Press, which has been knocked. Well, it's pretty good, isn't it? It's not hard, there's plenty of rebound there, and it's got a really big middle, which goes with that shape. So what an outstanding bat. That is a Laver and Wood Reserve with a mixture of a Kane Williamson GN profile and one of the Marc Boys bats for fullness, which I showed you at the beginning. So once again, subscribe and like the video. Let's try and hit 100 likes on this video. And Laver and Wood.